Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Kahalo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakahak Radash. Double honors to the elder apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, for teaching this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, and peace and salutations to the sincere Akim that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. To USA Shalom. Another episode or another video on the wicked devices that Esau Edom, the wicked, and his craftiness are devising. This is the brain chip. It's just this is another device where Esau Edom, a so-called white man, is devising a scheme to use brain chips almost as batteries. You know, you can kind of say that it's like using humans or human cells as power, battery power, in order to power up chips. It's not just necessarily to power up chips, but to also, merge human cells of humans with machines. This article I Googled from, and got an AI overview. It's based on a previous video I did talking about the brain chip, and it was coming out of Australia. This is something that the Esau Edom, the so-called British in Australia, who hijacked that land, from the natives, swarthy people, and have them living in perils, have them living in squalor, while they over there destroying their land. But nevertheless, this is the AI overview on this particular brain chip that's coming out of Australia. Brain chips acting as living organisms represent wetware computing and biological brain computing, biological brain computer interfaces. The acronym is BCIs. BCIs, brain computer interfaces. Instead of rigid silicone, these systems utilize lab-grown human neurons to process data or interface naturally with organic brain tissue, offering massive energy efficiency and faster learning speeds. This fascinating field is divided into two main approaches. See, this is wickedness in its splendor, in all its splendor, and it's just going to keep progressing with these savages. They're not, they're not happy with just, enjoying the things that the Lord placed here on the planet. They have to, destroy everything that they they come in contact with, and then say that, they're going to improve on these things. So they want to improve on human capacity, and they want to improve on computer efficiency. The first approach is biological computing. In parentheses, it's dish brain. Scientists grow clusters of lab-grown human stem cell neurons over microelectrode arrays These mini brains receive electrical inputs and send back outputs. For example, a system by Cortical Labs called CL1 uses roughly 800,000 living cells that were trained to learn how to play the classic video game Doom faster than standard AI. These biological processing units do not have awareness or identity, but function as an ultra-efficient adaptive learning substrate. So basically what they're trying to do, if you kind of look in between the lines, they'll merge AI with this living computing organism. So if this particular brain chip, it doesn't have awareness or an identity, but it computes faster, and it's a living organism. So now you merge that with AI, and let's say you put it into a robot. Now this robot has awareness, because AI is an ever growing computing system. So it learns as it develops itself. It learns and it adapts. And if you merge these two technologies, now you have an AI that you could place in robots that will possibly feel, have emotions. They're trying to replace humans, man. And this is above like your standard wickedness, man. It all ties into the MOTB. It all ties into end time prophecies, because these things is what the scriptures speak about, speak against, is merging man with machine, becoming part of their like digital servitude to these wicked elite Edomites. Their whole thing is to reduce the population and have people, pretty much in low number, in a lower number. So you just watching how wicked these people really are, and the lengths they will go to, in order to fulfill their agenda, which is all, by the will of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. He's building a case against these people to show how wicked they are, and they can't do nothing but what the Most High has programmed them to do. So the second main approach is living neural implants. Instead of forcing metal or plastic electrodes into the human brain, which risk causing scarring and tissue damage, researchers are embedding lab-grown neurons directly into implants. Starts up like Science Corp utilizes flexible honeycomb-like arrays of living cells that sit on the brain's surface and extend neural connections into the host's brain, because the device is covered in organic cells. The body's immune system doesn't attack it, creating a seamless, non-damaging bridge. So you hear what these doubles are trying to do. Their tongues are falling on themselves. You see what they're trying to do, because they telling you what they're trying to do. And it's like these science fiction movies where they merge man with machine and it becomes some horrific abomination, where where it wants to take over the world. It has its own agenda. And basically AI is is headed in that direction. So when you merge these two technologies, you're gonna get an abomination that's beyond comprehension. You can't even really imagine. Like, you see it in their movies and their TV shows, but they're trying to bring that thing. They're trying to bring those type of visuals or that type of imagery to fruition. So they basically trying to eliminate, the effects of merging man with machine in the reverse sense, in the traditional sense where they'll place something or some type of computing chip within you, because scriptures say that it's going to cause a grievous sore. When you look up the word sore, it goes into ulcers, which pretty much leads to a cancer. If you know what being around electromagnetic fields do to a person, eventually it leads to certain cancers. So the hurdles, the hurdles, these are the situations that they're coming across that they got to get past in order to push this technology forward. While the technology offers massive promise for restoring lost sensory function, if a person lost some sort of ability, whether they lost a leg, or arm, they lost a sense of smell, sight. These people are trying to develop a way that you could regain those things without the abrasiveness of putting machinery in you. So they'll take your stem cells and merge that technology, and merge you with that technology. Now, how they'll go about, achieving that, has yet to be displayed. But nevertheless, they're trying to merge man with machine. And if you've seen how the Matrix played out, how they were using humans, that's kind of like what this thing is talking about. Merging your cells, your neurons to a machine and power it up to make it more efficient. So in the Matrix, that was used, as batteries. Humans was used as batteries, to support and make their systems more efficient. Power up their drones, their robots. So this is exactly what Job was talking about, man. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and these people they're not fit to rule, man. These people they're brute beasts, man. These people, like, they crept out of the caves and they were taught how to speak. And this is what you get when you give animals, the ability, access to rule. This is the type of things they come up with. They're not just satisfied with being, quote unquote human. They want to be more than human. They want to be like the Most High. So the hurdles, while the technology offers massive promise for restoring lost sensory function, curing conditions like Parkinson's, and advancing AI, living chips face major logistical hurdles. Maintaining a living tissue environment requires constant sterility, natural nutrient delivery, and managing the natural fatigue and degradation of biological cells. So at the end of the day, man, these people are unbelievably wicked. This is Job 21 and 27. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which ye wonderfully imagine against me. This verse Job was talking about, his three companions, his three friends that was speaking ill about him. But in the same instance, man, you could see the devices that they're trying to create to come against pretty much poor people. If you're not part of that elite circle, they're trying to bring this against the people. Psalms 10 and 2, the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. So the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is going to destroy these people, man. For their treachery, for their savagery, for their creation of abominations. And that's all these people do, man. They rape, rob, murder, and pillage. They destroy everything that they come in contact with, man. And you see how their rulership, their rulership in this kingdom, how they have destroyed the earth, where they could do things differently, naturally, to preserve the earth. They totally go against everything natural. This is Proverbs 12 and 2. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But a man of wicked devices will he condemn. And this is just, another instance, another piece of the puzzle for say that the Lord is building his case against Esau, Edom. As we make these video epistles, we're building a case against Esau, Edom, and his wickedness. So when that day of judgment come, man, you have no defense against what you've done on this planet. Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. How can a man then understand his own way? So what we have to understand is, or what people have to understand is, you're not moving on your own accord, man. This is all set up by the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All these things that we see, all these things that we go through, all this is created by the Most High. You can't move without the Most High saying so. Your thoughts are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are planted in you. Your whole being is derived from what the Most High will allow you to do. This is Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. So these people have no value, man. They have no moral standard, man. They have no moral code. Their moral code is pretty much do whatever pleases them. And at the end of the day, take what's not theirs. Because we all belong to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, but he want to plant himself in that rulership seat. He want the world to perceive him as power, to perceive him as God. So that's why these people do these things, man. And this is all coming down from these wicked elite bankers. All these people that run these top Fortune 500 companies, that own these top Fortune 500 companies, not run them, but own them. Because everybody here, if you're not part of that elite class, man, you're slaves to these people, you know. So at the end of the day, these people work on the left hand side of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. You know, they have the spirit of Satan on them. These people are the devil that the Bible speak of. Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And you seeing more and more people mourn every day because of the living situations that have occurred here, that they're forced upon the people, that they have forced upon the people. They're forced a way of living that's really not conducive for growing, man. You know, growing righteously. They don't want you to prosper here, you know. They want to keep you in that slave mentality. They want to keep you in that slave mode, keep you under wages, and then eventually they're gonna pull that rug from under you and try to force you to, you know, take that MOTB. So now you're a perpetual slave to them, spiritually and carnally. And if you do that, man, the Most High gonna destroy you for it. You know, it clearly says, you know, in Revelation 13, you could actually start reading. You could read that whole chapter, but 16 and 17, it talks about how they, you know, how the wicked is going to try to force the people to take this mark. And this is just the beginning. These are the beginning stages. What you see is the beginning stages, and you see more and more people trying to merge themselves with this technology. You know what I'm saying? It's not well alone to have just a cell phone. You got to have the watch. You got to have the glasses. You got to have all this other shit that's really irrelevant. That really doesn't make any sense to have. Just having a phone is good enough, man. Your phone is like the way they make cell phones now, man. You can run your whole business off your cell phone, you know. And it's been like that for well over a decade, you know. So people are merging themselves with these technologies, thinking that it's convenience, and that's the guise, that's the farce that they present to you, man. You know, everybody has a chip. Is in your banking card. So that's just that's one of the first steps of getting you, you know, to get your mind prepared for what's to come. And a lot of people going to do it, man. A lot of people is going to do it out of convenience. Some people going to do it out of necessity because, you know, they don't have the spirit of the Lord on them. They haven't dove into the scriptures to understand that you cannot take that thing. You have to stay away from it. But man's goings of the Lord, you know. So if man's goings of the Lord, how can you understand your own way? The scriptures tell you that. So if man's goings of the Lord, you're going to do exactly what the Lord has programmed you to do. So if he programmed you to take that chip, oh man, that's going to be horrifying because you're going to take it, you know, and you're going to bathe in that lake of fire that's coming through nuclear destruction. This is 2 Timothy 2:4. Who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called power? These are these Edomites, man. These top wicked elites. You know. These are the people that exalt themselves above the Most High. You don't see them. You only hear them in passing. You only hear about them if someone else brings it up, because your local media is not going to bring it up. You know, you only know about these people because other people talk about them. These are your Rockefellers, your Rothschilds, your DuPonts, your Gettys, your Wahlbergs, your Bloombergs. You know, and this is and if you watch just how your man Nero Trump is trying to, you know, put himself in that position. You know, every week they manipulate the markets, you know, gaining millions of dollars, even though the money is all bogus and it's fraudulent. But nevertheless, they're trying to put themselves in a position of power, ultimate power, and control over the people. Even though they, these people are still these lower level Edomites that you see, they still puppets. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about how your boy Musk is a trillionaire. If he's a trillionaire, then what are these wicked elites? The people that own your banks, these central banks. They're multi 10 times over trillionaires. This dude is not the richest man in the world. See, this is the guise. This is the farce. This is that lying tongue of Esau, Edom. Second Timothy 2:4. Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God, that is called power, or that is worshipped. So he wants you to worship him as if he was the Most High, so that he as power sitteth in the temple of power, showing himself that he is power. That's how wicked these people are. And 2/3 of our people still just don't see it, man, because they're too busy dancing. The Pied Piper is piping, and these people are dancing right to the edge of the bridge. This is Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Through this internet, man. Through the internet and through the scriptures. Understanding and having knowledge of these scriptures. The internet provides a way for all these things to be spread worldwide at a rapid pace. If I make a video and download it, it can reach the ends of the earth, four corners of the earth, within minutes, within seconds. But ultimately, it's these scriptures, man. Understanding and being able to interpret these scriptures and see who the wicked is. It's not some racist nonsense. It's not some racist bigotry. Oh, we're black and we're superior. Of course, we all know that, but it ain't that, man. The scriptures speak about a people, a race, a nation of people that's just ultimately effing wicked. And that's these people, these Edomites, these so-called white men. And it's not necessarily or typically or technically, however you want to put it, it's not necessarily these low-level Edomites, man, because they're pawns in this thing too. It's your wicked elite banking families. It's these people that control land, food, all these different resources. These people are wicked, and you see their ultimate goal because of this internet and because of the bringing out of the scriptures. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that have right grievousness which they have prescribed. And that's all they do, man, all day long. Everything here in Babylon is based on a wicked decree, a wicked policy, a wicked rule. Ecclesiastes 12:10 tells you, man, never trust thine enemies. Let me get that one real quick. Please bear with me. Ecclesiastes, or the book of Sirach, 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So it doesn't matter how nice, how sweet these people talk, never trust them. Never trust them. Because underneath all that, underneath all the smiles and giggles, all the shits and giggles that these people bring about, No matter how much they tell you that they're winning this war and they actually are not, no matter how much these people tell you that this technology is good and they know it's not, you know that they're lying, man. These people are nothing but liars. Just like Job 13:4 said, they are forgers of lies. That's all they do is lie. They lied about who the real people of the Bible are, who the children of promise is, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the scattered elect and the scattered Israelites that's scattered across the four corners of the earth, that's going to look like these heathen nations, that's going to speak like these heathen nations, but they're actually Israelites. Don't believe these people, man. They've changed the names. They changed places. They changed time frames. They gave you a false construct of race. So now you got people that bicker amongst themselves as just black and white thing, when all the time, like the whole while, they're trying to erase the memory or try to erase the true people of the Bible. It's not those people sitting in the land right now. Everything is a farce here. Everything is a lie. And it's all in order to control you. It's all to bring forth this MOTB. And the Lord is going to destroy these people for it, man. Proverbs 12:13. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. So, just like it said in Jeremiah, we in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Get that one real quick. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. We're going to go through some trying times. We're going to go through some hard times dealing with this technology, because they bringing forth this technology and it's coming fast. The Lord has revved this thing up. The days go in, the days go out. You get up, go to work, you come home, it's time to go to sleep, wake up and do it again. The Lord has sped this thing up, man. And, these wicked elites, man, they're snared by the transgression of their tongue, man. They can't help but tell what they're going to do. Now, many people might not see it because they ignore it. People's attention spans are kind of shortened these days because of the internet. Sometimes I find myself, but this was before I came into the truth. I didn't want to watch a video more than 10 minutes. If that shit was more than 5 minutes, if it was more than 5 minutes, I didn't watch it. You know what I'm saying? And that was due to, immersing yourself in that technology. You become impatient, and you see it all day long, every day. People are becoming impatient with one another. People are being impatient with just technology in general. They want it to be faster. They want it to be seamless. They want things in a snap. So we're living in real peril times, dangerous times. And you cannot trust these people. The only thing that you can trust in them, that they're going to lie, they're going to cheat, they're going to steal, they're going to rob, they're going to rape, they're going to murder. That's what you can believe in. That's what you can trust in. But ultimately, you're going to have faith in Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You can't have faith in no pagans. And I'm always speaking to the elect, the hopeful elect that haven't come into the truth yet. Don't trust these people. Pray to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that He allows you to see these scriptures for what they are. It's a guide. It's our rules. It's our, it's our way of living. And if we don't abide in the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, he's gonna take you out. But this technology is becoming more and more wicked, and they're gonna come with that great wrath, man. because he know he only have but a short time. That's what the scriptures say, man. The devil is going to come with great wrath. And if you still believe that the devil is some dude down underneath the ground with a pitchfork, a tail, playing in a hot lava and shit like that, then well, enjoy that shit, because the Lord has chose your delusion, that you may believe a lie. The devil is a man, and Satan is a spiritual entity, but there are also people that walk in the spirit of Satan, and that's these Edomites, man. This is Psalm 73, verse 7 and 8. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. They have more than their heart could wish. Verse 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. So these people have everything they could ever wish for, man. They have everything at their access, man. They have the world at their access. They can get up and go here, they can go there, they can eat whatever they want, and it's all nutritious, while we eat garbage. But yet, they're all corrupt, man. And all their thinking and all their way of being, their movements, everything about them is wicked and corrupt. And they don't care about you, man. All you are is another means for them to eat good, because the money you pay in taxes go to them, man. These people eat off your tax money. These people eat off your blood, sweat, and your tears. They buy new homes off of it. They buy the fanciest cars off of it. They prosper off your misery. So be aware, stay focused on Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Learn these scriptures, continue to learn these scriptures. Keep your mind, keep your focus, keep your eyes on the straight gate. Always watch and pray. With that, I'd like to give all honors, all praise, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah HaKradash, Abad Babal.